Good morning, everyone. How you doing this fine early morning? Excuse the noise in the background. Ivan has a new toy. He just loves to play with these gadgets on his phone. But I wanted to do an episode tonight or this morning of Prove Me Wrong. I had a chance to sit down and listen to our great President Aguilar address us concerning the COVID and a few other things, I guess, that he just wanted to say. So a few things right here. He wanted to talk about safety during this time. We've had a rise in cases. As of May 3rd, we've had 12 new cases, 28 total now, and 60 direct contact. That's a little high. That's kind of a huge jump from, I just think that's kind of high. They really stressed, President Aguilar really stressed birthdays, graduations, when you travel out of town, wear your mask. But he didn't mention the concerts. What about these concerts? Wasn't there just a concert? Just make sure, security, all of you that are working, make sure that the masks are enforced for your safety, for all of our safety. He talks about vaccinating. That's your choice. I have my own thoughts of that. And this I thought was really interesting because he says, when he's talking about vaccinating, please reconsider for our safety. Mr. Aguilar, would you please reconsider for our safety? Listen to your own words, okay? Hear what you're saying to us. We need to protect ourselves. If you have the opportunity to protect yourselves, please do it. Listen to his words. Now this part, I really, really, really feel like you should listen to Mr. Aguilar, is do what you feel is right. These are his words. His words. He talks about we are going to get a plan together and be more patient, or be patient. Our council is working hard on our behalf. I just want to know if we have a, what is Mr. Cervantes' title? Safety risk manager something? Shouldn't we have already had a plan in place? Don't you think that's something that should have already been in place? I just think these are just, whoa, man. These are Mr. Aguilar's words, okay? These are his words, okay? Be more patient. I'm not sure what you're referring to on this be more patient, because how much more patient can we be with everything across the board, everything? Because we literally have nothing, no updates, nothing. I cannot even remember the last time I seen a home being built. Mr. Aguilar, being in your position, you should know this. Can you let me know the last time homes were built for our people? I feel like you all don't understand, okay? I talked with this this great person tonight, this wonderful person. This elder has done a lot for us. Y'all have no idea. I mean, from starting up some of our very own programs, our police, our conservation, way back. I mean, this goes... Okay, now listen. It is so important that our people have homes and that we stop allowing all these multiple families to live under one roof. Even just multiple family members, not just multiple families, but family members. Because the risk that you put these children at, even women, even males, with having all these people under one roof is so scary. And I'm not just talking about COVID, because before COVID, this has been forever, okay? The risk of sexual assault, having this many people in one home, is so high, so high. You know, I started this whole thing for the right to medicate as needed. None of you understand why anybody needs to medicate. We don't go to these people that pick up 300 Percocets or whatever, hydrocodone, codone, whatever. We don't go to them and ask them, why do you take that? What is that for? We don't go to these patients and ask them why they take their psychotic meds. None of that. We don't do that. It's their business. It's their business. But, you know, they want to punish us for doing just that. Okay? We have the ability to not only grow marijuana, but there's so much to benefit from it. And none of this was considered. None of it. Okay, so that's where I started this quest. And starting this, man, you have all these people coming, wanting to know. So you're asking and asking all these questions, you know. And then you find out more and more about how things got on to our reservation. How people got abused. But we're going to get back to that, because we need to get back to our president's address tonight to us. But we left off on being more patient. How dangerous it is to have all of these people under one roof. Not just for the children, but the women, the males, everyone, the elders. I would like to see homes for our people. Let's get that going. Let's hear this great plan. You're finally getting together. Council is working hard on our behalf. Really. Because we've asked, we've submitted, we have respectfully requested, and rightfully so requested, that Mr. Aguilar be removed from that seat. He is a felon, and it was stated earlier on my feed earlier that election board was advised to go back only 6 years. That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. A felony will follow you forever, everywhere you go. Everywhere you go. I just feel like y'all don't understand that. I don't understand how council can justify this. I don't. I would really like to hear how council can justify this. Let's go on. Okay, now this here is his actual words, okay? These are his words. I literally sat there and listened to everything because, oh my goodness, this man, y'all need to listen. Go back and listen to this because these are his words, okay? Let's not forget who we are. Let's not forget the people we are. You know, we are strong people. Let's pray for one another. Let's help one another, he says. How many of you have been helped by him that are not related? Let's, and remember, I literally went word for word on this, okay? Let's help one another. Let's not let anyone divide our tribe. Let's not listen to rumors. You know, if you guys, you know, I'm gonna be working on a letter explaining a lot of things. The tribal council, myself, the tribal VP have been working on, and I'm going to be share it to the community. Updating a letter. It can go to every home is what we're working on. Now, I have to say that I do believe that Mr. Aguilar did actually write this himself tonight. I do believe he wrote this himself because you have to really listen to try to understand what he's trying to say. But let's carry on. But we are all family in some way. But this coronavirus ain't over. Everyone thinks it's over. Now we can go do this. We still have to be safe. There still could come time when our tribe can hurt. So if you see somebody doing something they shouldn't, I'm asking you, the elders, to stand up and do what's right and tell people this is not right, because that's who we are as Apache people. Respectful, loving, caring people. That's who we are, and I thank you guys for all you have done for the tribe and have done for us, because there's a lot of tribal members that have done a lot during this last year of COVID, because just the love and caring, I can't go on. This is just insane. So I'm really interested to see this letter let's go back to this. Here's this. If you guys, you know, I'm going to be working on a letter explaining a lot of things. The tribal council, myself, the tribal VP have been working on, and I'm going to share it to the community, updating a letter. It can go to every home is what we're working on. I truly hope someone is helping you work on that letter, because, man, we're all going to have a hard time. We're all going to have a hard time understanding what you're trying to say, because this letter is just all over the place. All over the place. You need to stick to what you start with and finish out that sentence. Finish explaining or whatever it is you're doing. And then start your next sentence and say, like, maybe you should have said, you know, you guys have been listening to a lot of rumors. I'm going to work on a letter explaining this with the council and VP. This letter will be available through mail to all of your homes. I don't know, something. I'm assuming that's the point you were getting at there. I mean, you're just all over coronavirus to standing up to doing what's right. How do you get from coronavirus to standing up what's right? It's kind of funny that you say that, because this coronavirus, we do need to stand up to it. We're having all these people come in. Did we have a concert recently at IMG? I mean, how recently? Because we had this spike. So it would be good to know how recently. And I mean, how many of the IMG staff were infected, if any? I mean, it could be, I could be completely wrong. I could be completely wrong. And it could be, you could have nothing to do with that. Nothing to do with that. But I know that my little one was sent home and had to go get tested. I took her to Ruidoso because I have no faith in Mescalero, considering our rights, our HIPAA, nothing, they'll violate that. I've seen it. The lists with these directors walking around under their arm with the papers, and a list of us members who are infected, not infected. So I just prefer not to have my child's information just thrown out there for everybody, you know. Mr. La Paz also prayed. I just want to know how you all are going to sit there and act like nothing. How you all are going to talk to us like this. How could you, Mr. Aguilar, please reconsider for our safety? You really considered everyone's safety. You went on explaining how the vaccine would be available to elders, to everybody you wouldn't go to. You made sure all your people went first, and you turned around and you were one of the first ones to get it. Putting yourself above who? Our elders. You need to protect ourselves. If you have the opportunity to protect yourselves. And I really felt like all these things just kind of happened tonight for a reason. I got the phone call I got with those words, you know, that you need to hear sometimes. And then you hear Mr. Aguilar's words. Powerful words, Mr. Aguilar. Reconsider for our safety. Need to protect ourselves. If you have the opportunity to protect yourself, please do it. I'm taking that as I should do it, you know. Do what you feel is right, okay? I feel like Mr. Aguilar has done so much already in violation to us, you know. My rights are violated for standing up to these public officials. These public officials, you know, that, I mean, I listed here a whole list of why these petitions and orders are horse chomp. You know, they're just bull. They're bull. They're flat out bright violations. Judge Dahl, I don't even understand how you all still have her there. This crazy, literally crazy violent woman who just decided she's just going to be an officer of all jurisdictions and just go wherever chasing families, our families, our families, our family. That mother was our mother, one of our mothers here on this reservation, not by herself, with her children and grandchildren. And this crazy lady decided she's going to chase her. I really hope that charges were filed in Ruidoso on this lady. Something, because this is crazy. That's just crazy. Okay, so Mr. Aguilar says, do what you feel is right. Mr. Aguilar, I'm going to tell you a story, okay? When, you know, you used to always ask me about my ex-husband, how he's doing. Man, I sure hope he's okay. I just hear crazy things. And, you know, as a fellow Marine, you're connected, your brothers, yada, 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 bull. You should say, because we used to party together. So with my husband, my previous husband, my first husband, there was times he would decide to come home and want to be with his family. Just right down the street where I used to live, in that little house of hell. House of hell, okay? I never understood how I could wake up a whole day later and this crazy ass person, excuse my language, is sitting there watching TV like nothing, holding my baby, you know? My baby looks at me so afraid and concerned. And you know, I let that go for many, many years. I put that away, just put it away. Dealt with it. Got prescribed medication for it, okay? And then as I'm sitting here fighting for my medication, I find out that Mr. Aguilar knows about things like this. And then I start thinking, okay, who was my ex-husband partying with at that time? Mr. Aguilar, his cousin, who did I say? Mr. Turner, Mr. D, Nutty, and whatever. Oh my God. All these people I named, you know. We have serious charges on these people. We have presented them to you. I have said to all of you, you come by, I'll give you a copy. I will make copies. First thing, you come by, I'll give you a copy of these charges, because the council has not addressed this. No, they have not. They've continued to allow this dangerous man to sit there. And how dare he tell us to consider for our safety? Why don't you reconsider for our safety? Why don't you do what you feel is right, or what is right? Because obviously what you feel is right, we don't agree with. So you should do what is right. Stop living this double life, this lie. I was reading comments earlier, and this great Chihuahua whale person, you know, just seems so knowledgeable all the time, and loves me. I mean, They share all my content and everything. And then they put this big old thing about, oh, BIA cannot act on your disobedience or whatever to these ridiculous, illegal documents. And I'll share all of them as soon as I'm done with this video. All of them. And then explaining how on Monday I will not be allowed to speak. I will just be charged with contempt and thrown in jail. I'm not sure if that was supposed to be scary or something, but no. I've already been in prison. 10 years I lived in a prison. 10 years. So no more. No more. I've allowed this prison to go on, and I've carried it with me all these years, allowing it to just be this big weight on me, you know. And tonight, after getting off of the phone and reading all these comments, I felt, I don't know what it is about that Chihuahua whale, but when I read their comments, I always feel like I'm motivated to go on, to continue on, because it's like they are just telling me how important it is to speak up. Don't stop. Don't stop. Don't stop. Because they don't stop. I can't stop, you know? I don't give them too much mind about the threat stuff. It's just kind of whatever, you know? Whatever. I've been ready for jail. How many days now I've been waiting to go to jail? I'll go to jail because I'm doing what's my right. These are my rights. These are my rights. And if any of you council members knew your president, I don't even feel right calling you that. Gabe, I'll just call you Gabe because I just can't. I cannot. Eddie, that's what you are, is Eddie. Just Eddie. Plain Eddie. If any of you knew this, any of you, I wouldn't be standing here asking why that person is still sitting in that seat. I would not be dealing with that big bully Tyner. But I am. I'm just so fearful. I just make him so afraid. My big old muscles and all my weapons, and I don't know what it is. He didn't really have to explain either in court. He just said that he's very fearful for his safety. Everywhere he goes, his family's safety. He's a commissioned officer, which I really don't think he should be. And it kind of makes me wonder, because in here it says that you either have to be meet the requirements through their training, or the tribe has to commission you. So in my mind, it makes me think, why would you need to be commissioned, and why would you not have the training? Or is it either or? I don't know. Explain that. I just want to know. I just want to know if you're commissioned for a reason and not certified for a reason. Because I know that with the felony, you're not allowed to carry a weapon anywhere. Not on federal land, state land, Canada, nowhere, anywhere. You know, anywhere. Mr. Cervantes, you should really read your laws, because you're breaking a lot of them by carrying all these weapons. And we're allowing him to, you know. We hired him to carry them. But, you know, Nelva's supposed to be able to help us in these legal situations. So hopefully she's prepared if anything should happen, you know, like he starts violating his powers, you know, abusing them. Abusing his powers. Yes. You have to stop ignoring your elders and using them in your speeches like that. They're getting really upset. Really upset. I just don't understand how you can be so disrespectful. I don't know how you've been able to live this double life for this long. But that's why it's so easy for you, because it's been this long. This long. When did you go into the military? Does anybody know how long ago he went into the military? Because it's been that long. He's been living a double life. You all should really demand him to start speaking, because you should really know who you're demanding it from, who you're allowing to sit in that chair, who you're allowing to put these ridiculous laws on us, change them whenever they feel. It is so crazy how they're changing our laws without following our process. We have a process. We have council has failed. Eddie has failed. Election board has failed. They all need to really, our election board needs to go. This is just crazy. But we just have to keep fighting and fighting and fighting and making the right contacts and making the right contacts to get that squeaky wheel going. To keep pushing for the truth. Pushing to know where our money is. That'll all come out. All of it. I think there's enough of us. Enough of us to do this, to get that moving, you know, to find out all this stuff, to take him out of that seat and put somebody who should be, who will not bend or tweak these to their benefit, who will go by this, who will understand it. We just need to keep fighting. Mr. Aguilar, you need to just leave, because it's just going to keep coming and coming and coming and coming out until I'm locked away, because it's my right to keep asking these things, and I'll keep asking until you all answer. Council has not answered. It's funny that you all are working on a letter to address, what did you say? How did you say this? I don't like to say things wrong, especially for this. Okay. Let's not let anyone divide our tribe. Let's not listen to rumors. You know, if you guys, you know, I'm gonna be working on a letter explaining a lot of things. And then he goes on to include the council himself and the tribal VP to be working on this. And then back to I'm going to share it to the community. So I'm really excited to see what they have to say, how they're going to try and justify all this lack, all this failure on their part. I mean, really, I'm not really in the mood anymore to sugarcoat. It's just plain flat out failure. To just completely avoid our rights, to just violate them. Ignore us. Ignore the people who put you there. So here, after I share this or finish here, I'm going to share all of my ridiculous petitions from that court and all of those judges. You know, none of them have a right to hear my cases. None of them, not even my mother's case, because They've already heard them. Before I was even there, they've already heard them. These cases are already decided. You heard it yourself. This Chihuahua whale, my motivator, you know. So I just thought, you know what? They're probably right. Knowing Tyner, you know, I'm so afraid. I'm just making him so fearful of his everyday life, you know. So afraid that his in-dot wife was able to sit there and film at my court. How funny, huh? After being told the restraining order is in place, she was still sitting there filming, bothering me. Isn't that harassing me? I mean, there's another violation to me. But yes, so I'm going to post Mr. Cervantes's illegal restraining order so I don't hurt him or his family. Also, I'll be posting Mr. Aguilar's and Mr. Martinez's as well. What else will I be posting? Just a simple write-out. It's just going to be a really basic layout of every code and every reason that I wanted to appeal all of it. I mean, I'll post that too because it explains really simple language so that every judge there, especially Judge Dahl, can understand it. I literally put it very simple language, very simple. Because you all need to read it and understand that these are our rights, all of ours, that they're violating. I know that these petitions and these orders say my name, or supposedly my name, but that's all of us. That is all of us. They can do this to any of you at any time you decide, I'm not going to support them no more. Then there you go. There goes your rights right out the door. With mine and so many others. And we're just allowing it. But I'm not going to stop Mr. Aguilar, Mr. Martinez, counsel, Mr. Cervantes, Mr. Frizzell. I cannot forget Mr. Frizzell and his expungement, his failure to be expunged of those, you know, cocaine possession. That stuff, you know. Who else is there? Sharon, Jamie, Herman, all these people. I mean, we can't forget all these people. We have to remember all these people. We have to stand up against them. Stop allowing people like Mr. Marlon Stevens to come write letters on our people. This man who had so many traffic citations, DWIs, drug possession. I mean, really, we brought him here. And then we're going to bring T.I. Oh, wow. I don't understand. But I feel like that was a pretty good feed addressing Mr. Aguilar's great speech. Kind of confusing, but whatever. Stay tuned. I'll post all these orders. And I'll go live for anything that happens. I need to record how my rights are being violated all the time. So I got to stay on top of it and record. But you all have a good night or good morning. And I guess I'll see you in a few hours and let's see what's going on. You have a good day or good night. Be proud to be Mescalero Apache.